Okay, my name is Dylan, and my character is Coco Ono. She is really crazy and colorful, and she's not like the most ladylike, that's for sure. She's way more trashy, but with a little bit of like high fashion and couture thrown in once in a while, like if she managed to steal something, or she got like a gift of like some like Fendi piece or something, she'll be excited. But mostly she comes from the we call it the special store. It's the nice part of the dollar store where things are a little bit more expensive. Well, I can tell you why first more, because Devin in the band Shitting Glitter, okay, he's my boyfriend, and they had always had different dancers over the years for the band, who all had kind of their own little personas and stuff too. So they started out that way with that contribution. So they hadn't had them for a long time. And then I would always come to the Shitting Glitter shows, and I would be like, this is so fun, and I'd clap and do whatever, but it was kind of passive. I was like, enough already. Well, what can I do? I'm either going to kind of taper off on coming to all these shows or do something. So he was like, well, we used to have dancers. You can do that. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun, because I would usually dance in the audience anyway. And he said, we were like, what can I do, though, to make it special? I'm not just going to get up there. If I had a totally ripped muscles, I would probably just have danced shirtless, and it would have been a lot more boring. But, exciting for some people. Yeah, I think I pretty much thought of the idea because I was like, what can I do that is interesting visually to look at? I'm not just going to dress like a club kid or something, like just to put on a bunch of kooky things and dance. It made more sense to me for it to be drag, I guess, because at the time, too, I was totally obsessed with Hedwig, and I still love it to this day. There would definitely be no Coco without Hedwig. And so I think also Devin's we both thought of it together in a way, because he saw pictures of me when I did do Hedwig for Halloween, which was like the first big drag thing that I did. And he was like, oh, you look so good as Hedwig. Well, why don't you just try doing that again? We had all these wigs laying around anyways, because Shitting Glitter has a million goofy colored wigs in everyone's apartment laying around. So it's easy. It's just a natural progression to start putting them on. I didn't think of it like, ooh, I finally get to really let my female self out. I did a little bit after I started doing it, because I would notice how, like, weirdly straight guys would be hitting on me and stuff, which is a little fun, but can be scary. And people just buying me drinks and all this stuff. And yeah, you do get sometimes treated worse, sometimes treated better. So depending on if the person is, maybe they just love drag queens, or maybe they get turned on by it. I don't know, In terms of awareness of drag and stuff, no, I think maybe I would see like old clips of like Milton Berle or something. It was always a guy on TV just a straight guy dressing up and drag to be funny. Ha ha ha. But no, the first time, more like when I was actually 8, we had MTV, and Annie Lennox scared the hell out of me, but in a really fun way. I mean, I would have kind of run away if she came down the street, but I also would have like kind of peeked out so I could still see her, I think she did that to everybody, right? I remember, like, I kind of liked the music because it was so catchy, but if you were it was okay for girls to like him, and girls would get all swoony too, like, I want to date him. But if guys even were like, even if you were just like, it was so, even in California here, it was so like dangerous to even be like, hey, I even kind of like that song, that he sings. No, whatever, that's gay. It's so faggoty. Just to even say I might not hate it. You know what I mean? Just gay, and just a guy, mostly male. But I definitely do appreciate the female side of everything. But it's not like, I'm not like as interesting as probably some of the other people that you might talk to, because they really have felt that way. So I don't want to trivialize that. No matter what your gender is, if you're a woman, yeah, you should definitely do drag, or a guy. Either way, everybody should do it a few times, especially straight guys, because they should all learn what women go through to please them with their makeup and their torturous heels and all the weird form-fitting zipped up things that you have to get into. It's mad. It's more of a parody, you're saying, than trying to be realistic in it. Yeah, I guess so too. But I mean, if I already have kind of the face for it. It seems like sometimes where I'm not trying to be girly at all, basically, because it's just too much work for me. I don't even shave my legs. I don't shave anything. I don't shave my armpits. But I've put a concession to that where I will at least trim them with scissors. So it's not a huge bush under my arm. Yeah, sometimes if people ask me about it, I'll just be like, I'm European. You know? I don't shave my legs. And I don't do a voice either, usually. Like, I'm kind of a reluctant drag queen all this time. And it's as fun as it's been. And I still like to keep doing it. But it's some work for sure. And I also don't embrace the whole thing for myself. I love that other people are doing it. But for me, it doesn't work to shave everything down and then go, yes, my name's Coco, and this is my voice. And I'm not making fun at all people that do that. You have to do the style that naturally comes to you. And I tried doing voice before, and it's just like, I just kind of talk like a Valley girl. I think I talk like a Valley girl all the time anyways, so I think it's just a little more girly when I'm Coco, but it's definitely still my own voice. Mm-hmm. I'm just lazy, that's why. Probably like 2004 or something. Mm-hmm. I've been with Shit and Glitter, like, knowing them for like 2 or 3 years, and then I was like, yeah, this just makes total sense. And then it became a total thing where I kind of had to go to all the shows because I was in the band. So I was like, I was playing around, but now I have to come to every show. But it's fun, yeah. I get what you're saying. Like, if the band was done or moved away and I was not with them anymore, I would still do it, yeah, but not nearly as often. I just wouldn't have the motivation for having a reason. But who knows? Maybe I would finally be like, I'm going to sing my own songs or something. But I'm not so musical, so I never really... I've dabbled in maybe doing things of Coco aside from the band, but it's also a little bit freaky to me to be doing it without them. Yeah, that's a little scary, come to think of it, yeah. Well, I did a short film where it was like Coco is like a super spy and she can like do anything, and she has to get this diamond energy crystal to this guy and she has to like be all sexy and then beat this guy up. It was really fun, and my friends Rick and Melody are filmmakers, so they're always like trying to do projects to kind of put on their reel and get things going, so they wrote it for me. It was mainly written to get into some like comedy TV show where you could put in your own videos and then people would vote on them. Mm-hmm. But the show got canceled before ours ever even got to be played. No, it was just more like, okay, we already know you as Coco a lot of the time, so it would be really funny if you could take her sassy personality and her craziness, and we'll write you something. We kind of collaborated a little bit on what the content was going to be. Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, or they're just like, hey, you, slut bag, get over here.